Today I'm diving into Animal Hospital Anomaly to answer one simple question. Is this game suitable for your child? Nobody knows your child better than you do, so here at Level Check it's my job to play these games and arm you with the facts so you can make a decision about if this game is appropriate for your little one. If you need something specific, there's timestamps right below in the description for you, but if not, we're going to jump straight into the review, and if I could just ask you to like the video to help other parents find this kind of content, that would be very much appreciated. So starting off on the trending games, we're looking at Animal Hospital Anomaly, which is labelled as a maturity minimal level game. This means it's available to everyone with a Roblox account from age 5 and up. Okay, so beyond the creepy looking thumbnail, we've got minimal level tags here for blood, fear and violence, and we've got some really creepy looking thumbnails here. This guy with a knife, we've got that one with sunken eyes, and this one's also got sharp teeth as well. So immediately my red flags are going off here that this isn't suitable for 5-year-olds, certainly maybe not even 6 or 7-year-olds, but we're going to have to look at the gameplay itself to see what this is all about in case they've just picked some bad thumbnails. In terms of what else is on the descriptions, let's have a look. New game, please help by reporting bugs. You might also need to check your maturity settings, but we'll get into that in a moment. You've got to work the night shift and some patients are acting weird. Okay, sounds pretty self-explanatory, doesn't really give us a lot to work with, but there has been a lot of visits for a new game, 42.5 million. Again, content maturity, we've got that minimal. Then we've got genre survival. Okay, so not like sort of like a simulator as in looking after a hospital. And voice chat supported. So again, if you have got young children, please make sure in your parental settings that you're happy and that setting is either turned on or off, because that is going to allow people to talk real time to other players in the game. So with that being said, looks like the software update is the 21st of June 2026. So we're going to go with that as our review version today, and let's jump straight into the lobby and see what this game is all about. So this lobby is designed like a lot of the trending games at the moment, using the same sort of development interface. The first thing I'm looking for here really is any aggressive adverts or things that are likely to mislead your child into spending their Robux or real world currency. I'm pleased to report that that isn't the case in this game. Everything is hidden behind menus, and you can see here the only purchases from the lobby are of that golden cat face currency, and it looks as though you use those only to buy these different character personas which you would use in the game. So I don't have any concerns about advertising or money grabbing in this lobby. The other thing to note though is, as a survival game, this does require your child to either play solo or with up to 3 other players, and that will involve localized speech through the chat function. Just to make you aware so you're happy with that and can turn off voice chat as well if necessary. So what do you actually have to do in this game? Let's take a quick walkthrough of the mechanics so you can understand that before we start looking at where the threats and the risks lie. Essentially, this game has you running all elements of a hospital. You start off as front desk staff, checking in the different patients as they come in, but you have to start looking for some that are anomalies. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that they are super cute. It means that they have creepy looking faces, act really weird, and cause your hospital problems. Off the bat, this doesn't seem like the sort of game that a 5-year-old should be playing, because not only is it a little bit complicated with the different treatments that you have to give, there is also some elements there where you have to deal with these creepy looking characters that ultimately will end up getting your character killed. Simply put, if you kill 3 patients, it's game over. If you get killed, it's game over. And if you don't keep drinking coffee, in other words self-medicating with caffeine, then you will also die. The game otherwise is quite linear, where you will treat a certain amount of patients, that will end your shift, and you will receive these golden cat tokens, which can be used out in the lobby to buy the in-game personas, but you'll also get some money as well to be used in-game at the shop to help you get items such as the taser if they're not already available. So let's now dive into the risks and issues that I have found with this game, and there's quite a few of them. So let's start off with violence, where 0 stars is minimum and 5 stars is maximum. This game is not designed to be a combat-specific violent game, but there are some violent aspects. And sure, that's quite cartoony, there's definitely a lack of gore, but then there's things like this, which I really don't think are appropriate at a minimal level. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be letting a 5-year-old, let alone an 8 or 9-year-old, play something like that, where their favourite Disney character lookalike is eating another patient. Okay, so let's move on to psychological then, because you'd think that treating patients in this kind of game would be pretty okay, really, until you suddenly realise that there's some other things happening in this hospital which really are quite questionable. So let's start off with the most tame of the things that would cause psychological or emotional issues for potentially younger children. So to kick this off is the sort of mini game element of it. There is a necessary part of the game where in this example here you have to conduct surgery on one of your patients where you must run around the room quickly grabbing the correct item that pops up on the screen against a ticking timer in order to try to save that patient before they die. That to me was quite tense even as an adult trying to get the right things so that you didn't run out. I can only imagine what that must be like for a younger child. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, when you get a few more shifts in, that person who you're doing the surgery on is then being attacked by a monster. So whilst graphically it doesn't look too bad, that is significantly worse than just having to do it on its own, where you've now got to save this person who is being absolutely ravaged by some kind of monster. So again, not something for younger audiences. While I was playing with the game, I thought, oh, that's interesting, a death ritual in room 4, what's that all about? And after I'd got through the locked door, I found this guy, possessed, floating above the bed, and I evidently needed to blow out the candles to stop this death ritual before poor old Tommy here got sacrificed to the dark forces on the other side. Noticeably, blowing out the ritual candles also cost me sanity damage, not least of all when I still couldn't save him. Psychological challenges still exist with patients that are on fire that you need to put out, along with hospital fires, and then there's the odd creepy thing like this that then come running at you when you're least expecting it. Now, unbelievably, there are still some more things I could have spoken about, but I think you kind of get the gist under this category. So let's move on to financial and is this game trying to take your child's Robux? So the short answer is there's a lot of opportunities too, but nothing particularly aggressive. Throughout this video, you've seen me use various items to overcome the challenges of the hospital. The only thing that's really required is the coffee, which is on a free recurring cycle of a few minutes. Everything else can hopefully be purchased on this shop, which opens at shift 2. But if you can't purchase it in the shop using your in-game money, then you can purchase it in the main reception area. But of course, that's going to cost you Robux. Also, if you want to use the coffee machine before it's reset, then that costs Robux too. And don't press these shiny black things because they cost Robux as well. So arguably I've got nothing against developer products and these are clearly labelled that it prompts you before you spend your Robux. The only problem with this is that I do feel there are a lot of things in the game to purchase, some of which are more necessary than others, but ultimately nobody makes your child buy anything. So wrapping up then, is this game suitable for everyone from the minimum age of 5? Absolutely not. There is no way I would let a 5-year-old play this game. Probably more along the older ratings of around 8 or 9, if that. So with violence, it isn't a particularly violent game with combat, but there are some disturbing things that younger minds might struggle with. The impact though for me is more psychological and emotional, where there are clearly some distressing things in here that I could genuinely see giving some younger children nightmares. So I think that overall covers everything that I'm concerned of and my red flags, and I hope this video has been useful to you. If it has, please do hit the like button to help other parents find this kind of content, and subscribe to Level Check Roblox for more videos just like this. After that, I think I've earned myself a coffee. Just remember, no one knows your child better than you do, and I hope this has helped you make a better decision about this game for your child.